Welcome. Excuse me. Bring it down a little bit. That's good. Welcome. My name is Anthony Milton. Welcome to my channel, Transmitting Social Transmitting Distancing. I call it STD for those who have not watched any of my videos and you want to know why do I call it social transmitting distancing? Because you and I have two legs. Two. We walk, we communicate, we transmit the words from our mouth, and we take ourselves here and there. So we're actually transmitting ourselves to a certain location, and we must separate and give ourselves the appropriate social distancing. And that's why I call it social trans distancing. And I want you to listen closely to this message. If I had not thought about it, decided to um, talk about it, and I came across it, I would be surprised and say, wow, I'm glad I heard this message. And so I want you to do the same because I want everyone, black, white, male, female, any sex, to be concerned about what I'm going to share. Accident do happens, and you don't want to be part of an accident or mistaken identity or your action cause you to be shot, hurt, or whatever. So just think about this particular topic I'm going to address. Again, if you like what you heard, simply hit the subscribe button, comment, like, and share with other individuals and let them hear what you have heard. So the title of this message, I struggle with what I can name this message. I have some props that I'm gonna emphasize to show you what I'm talking about and to reinforce something. And I took some notes and I'll be going over my notes, but I want you to pay attention, closely listen to what I'm going to share. And then you can say, wow, I didn't know that this can actually happen. So I'm coming to you from an ex police officer, law enforcement position. I describe my profession as this: I can tell you what I experienced, what I have encountered, and the outcome. I cannot tell a pregnant female what it's like to give birth to a baby, only she can tell me that. But I can tell her how I feel, and I can only read a book and define, oh, that's what it means. That's how she feels during the stage of her pregnancy. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm not Monday morning quarterbacking. I'm coming from experience, and I hope that you can understand where I'm coming from. And I call this black while mask. Black while wearing a mask. I may change the title, but I'm only addressing this. Yes, it can fall to other races, but I'm only addressing one particular race, and I want you to be aware of your surrounding. Think about it. Black while wearing a mask can get you into trouble depending on your action from a law enforcement position. So here we go. This is my mask. And I know you can hear me. This is my mask. Oops. You can only see my eyes. You cannot see the other part of my face. I had this is not on my notes, but I had an interesting thought. Way back in the day, before social distancing If someone was walking on the street wearing a mask, people will call the police and say, I see this particular person walking into the store and walking into a bank wearing a mask. I have several times have walked into a bank wearing this on my face. Did I get stopped by security? Did I get stopped by the teller? Did I get stopped by the manager to say you cannot come? Or maybe they might hit the panic button, or people may call from the outside and say, I see this black male walking into the bank with a mask on. Police rush to the scene. They surround the bank. They command me to come out, and I don't come out. Depending on my action, I reach in my pocket, I reach whatever, and I get shot. But now, because of social transmitting distancing, we are allowed to wear our masks. Even some businesses will say, put on your mask before you come into the store. I've gone into a local salvage Goodwill and I was stopped and the person said, you need to put on a mask. I went to the local mall today and I saw security passing out masks to individuals. So you must have a mask. Some stores in the mall did not want you to come into the store without wearing a mask. So it has become acceptable right now to wear masks. I've seen people wear different types of masks, homemade masks. I bought this bandana. I'm gonna put this over my face. If I had this is yellow over my face. This is a bandana. If I walk into a bank or walk down the street, people are going to get upset and call the cops. So it has become acceptable right now to wear a mask. You must know the rules when you go to a store. Sometimes they have a sign on the outside and say you are required to wear a mask before you come into the store. Now, it is acceptable to wear your mask into the store, young men and females. But I want you to focus on your demeanor, your behavior when you go into that store. Say, for example, you walking with your pants below your waist. You with a bunch of homies, homeboys, friends. You have no intention of causing any problem. It's just you got the dreadlocks. You're talking loud, and you're gonna draw attention not only from your voice or your appearance. You're gonna draw attention to your mask. You know, and I know, being a black male, three or four black male walk into a store, people are gonna be nervous. It's gonna be a natural thing. White, black, male, and female gonna be nervous. They're gonna watch you and say, "What are you up to? What are you doing?" They're gonna might call the police and say, "A bunch of black males walk in the store with a mask." I'm not saying every black male or female or whomever have bad intention, but let me be real. Let me speak the truth. There are some young men out there have intention to do harm to other people through revenge, shooting, injuring, whatever, or they wear a mask. You see videos, you see cop shows where people rob stores and they have a mask, they have their face concealed. So we know that is the truth. So I'm not offending anyone, I'm not condemning anyone. I'm just saying people who in the life of crime will conceal their face with a mask of some form of whatever. Then the cops are called. And depend on them, those young men who have no intention of doing anything wrong, the cops may say, get up to the wall or take your mask off. You say, well, I gotta take my mask off. I'm allowed to wear my mask in the store. No, no, get to the wall right now. What if it's just one person? Let's go with one person. No, I can't take my mask off because they say I can't take my mask off. The cop who drove up to the store don't know the rules or may have not watched or look at the sign outside the door. He may only be responding to 911 calls from outside or people calling inside the store. People may be videotaping you, seeing what happened when the cops come. So the cop is saying, take the mask off. You say, no, I can't take my mask off. I can't take my mask off because the store say I must wear a mask. So you refuse to not take your mask off. So the officer approach you, 9 times 10, you have his gun drawn. He may not have his gun drawn. He might have the taser pulled out. walk up to you, throw you up against the wall, and see you on arrest for disobeying me. What for, officer? I didn't disobey you. Yes, you did. You did not take your mask off. Well, sir, I can't take my mask. Shut up. Do what I say. Well, sir, shut up. I actually saw this on TV a week, 2 days ago. A Hispanic male was up against the fence. The officer patting him down. About to put the guy had his hand behind his back. This officer began to beat up this man who was not resisting. And the female officer just stood there and watched it. But somebody was behind the cop who was beating the man, and the female was video recording it. Like I say, I'm an ex-police officer. It bothers me when I see officers doing things I know is against the law. You, I'm not an officer now, but I do know the law. If a police officer stops me, he must first identify himself, even though he's in a police car in a uniform. He must tell me why he's stopping me. If I ask him for his name, his badge number, and why he stopped me, they are required to tell me why they stopped me. But some officers feel that you're supposed to do what I say because I'm the police officer. I got the badge, I got the gun, I got the car, and I can throw you in jail. I've seen that happen. I heard of that happen from friends, but it's still wrong. So you have the mask on. So the officer start fighting you, handcuffing you, taking you to jail because you refuse to take off your mask. You may be laughing, but 2 days ago or 3 days ago, a white female in Texas decided to open up her beauty salon before she required to open up the beauty salon. She got arrested, went to jail. I mean, the judge went before the judge. The judge wanted her to apologize. She told the judge why she did what she did. She wasn't going to apologize because she was doing it to feed her kids and help her other employees. And the judge sent her to jail because she did not want to apologize. Because she wanted to work to provide food for her family member. So getting back to being black while wearing a mask. Yes, white people and different races. I see Chinese, all nationality wearing a mask in the big box stores. Yes, someone may draw attention, but we as a young black male, we will draw more attention than others. I wear my mask in certain places and I get people do a double take like, why is he wearing a mask? Because they're not wearing a mask. They feel like they don't want to wear a mask. Do I wear my mask all the time? No. But I have gotten people attention. So I thought about it and I said, I need to do a video while being black wearing a mask to warn you to be careful when you're out there in the public, when you're driving your car, when you enter a building, know the rules of that store. If you are approaching, say, please put off your mask. Don't argue with the person. It's okay, just take the mask off. Don't say, well, why you didn't tell that person, oh, you racist. Don't go into all that. Don't do that, young men. Don't do it. Just simply abide by the rules. You don't want to get shot because you did not take your mask off. In the days when the police officer approached you and you got your hand in the pocket, this is simply take your hand out your pocket. Why they are telling you to take your hand out your pocket? Because they want to know if you have a weapon and you might reach out and pull it and shoot them. In my days, I have stopped individuals in cars and out of cars. They have guns in their pocket and they have their hand in their pocket. And when they refuse to take the hand out of their pocket, something they got in, either a gun or a knife or a weapon or either have drugs. Just simply remove your pocket. Don't give the police officer probable cause to go any further. If you take your hand out your pocket and I can look at your pocket, I have no business. I can pat you down for my safety, but I have no business to stick my hand in your pocket. Oh, wow, I found some marijuana. Oh, wow, I found some cocaine. Why do you do that? I can only pat down for my weapon. I can, for safety precaution. Know your rights, young men. Everyone has rights. What gets us in trouble that we don't know what is required of us. So I was thinking I need to do a video because it will to share what my experience, to share my understanding, and share my insight that maybe you have thought about, maybe have not considered, but I want this video to go out there so you can share it with other people, comment on it, like it, and let other people, let your children mothers, let your children and fathers hear what you're hearing so they can know that when they're out there in the general public, a lot of eyes are watching them because the color of their skin. Not only that, the appearance, your dress, your appearance, how you communicate, how you talk, your demeanor, whatever you do can get you in trouble. And I even got to my notes. Let me see if I miss anything. Yes, I say, yes, I say that. I said that. Now, if the police officer telling you to remove your mask and you don't want to remove your mask, or security telling you to take your mask off, and I've heard recently that people have gotten killed. Security guard, I think, recently, several days ago, because they were telling the person they had to wear their mask, and the person left the store and went and got their father and brother, someone, and killed the person. So people have died because of social, this not abiding by the laws, not law, but abiding by the social distance. Some people will go off the handle, go off the chain. Oh, you're not doing what you were told. And they may just snap and hit you and attack you. Don't go for that. If you are approached by anyone who say you should wear a mask, you can't come in the store. This is okay. I go come back. I was in the mall today and I went into the store. I had a mask, and the person said thank you. That's okay. And I wonder why they said thank you. Then I was walking out. This two ladies and her kids was about to go into the store. He said, "You can't come in here with a mask." She said, "Oh, I left my mask." She was not argumentative. She didn't say, "Well, why you let him in?" So there are people out there will and employers will tell you to go out and get a mask. Don't be argumentative with the person who requires you to do so. So when the officer, go back to the officer again. So when the officer comes to the store or location to tell you to take off your mask and you refuse to take off your mask, or even if you take off your mask, will the police officer arrest himself because he had violated the governor or the mayor or the city in which you live or live in because they require you to wear a mask? Will the police officer use will the police officer use probable cause to stop you because you wearing a mask? Before coronavirus came out, yes, if you stand on the corner in your city, in your local neighborhood, a bunch of young men, black or white or whomever, stand on the corner wearing masks, you know that the officer's going to turn around and say, I see a bunch of males standing in the corner. They're wearing a mask. I don't know if they're up to no good because it's hot out there, extremely hot. Why are they standing on the corner wearing a mask? Why did they go in the store wearing a mask? Yes, that was back in the day. But now it's acceptable to go into the store. You may stand on the corner. You may be 6 feet apart from each other. So it's not really much of a probable cause for the officer unless you do something different, unless you draw your attention. If you're just simply walking down the street, going into the store, you know, officers should not be stopping you because they don't like you because of the color of your skin. It should not be that way. And remember, you always can call 911 while you're there and say, I'd like to speak to a supervisor if you feel uncomfortable. Like some female, when the police officer will be behind them, they'll turn around and go to a public parking lot or find the thing. So black male wearing a mask. I saw a couple of days ago 2 black males were required to leave Walmart. No, they was in Walmart. They were told that they should have masks on. Someone called the cops. The cops showed up and they asked the young men to leave the store because they had a mask on. The officer did not know the rules of that particular Walmart. What if these individuals, these 2 guys eventually left, but what if these 2 individuals refused and they argued and whatever? He would have called backup. He would have probably fought the person. It could have went in all in a nasty direction, but someone called to draw attention, and that actually happened. Then I saw, let me see, then I read another article where a male walked into the store, wear a Ku Klux hood on in the grocery store, drawing attention, went to the counter, paid for the grocery. The story read that nobody in the store called the cops. Someone had to see them coming, whether they had the mask on or not, before they entered the store or after they entered the store. No one called, no citizen called and said, I see a white male or someone behind a mask wearing a Ku Klux Klan hood. And they shot through at the store. They had a picture of the person behind the buggy. Only the manager, someone in the store called after the fact. So there's the two different scenarios. Black male wearing a mask will call, police officer will call to investigate. The officer that's in the route should be aware that his city, his state require people to wear does it thank you. To require people to wear a mask. Nowhere it says that black people cannot wear masks, only other races. It does not say that. The virus does not discriminate. The virus is not black. The virus is not saying I'm going to skip over white individuals because they're not wearing a mask. They're wearing a mask, but I'm going to attack and punish black people because they're not wearing a mask. We need to begin to think rational. So as I'm thinking about that, no one called the cops on the guy who's wearing the Ku Klux Klan hood, but weren't called at the time of the incident. You see, no one called inside. Then I thought about it. What if I put gloves on? Because you require, there's another one. Some places require you to wear gloves. If you put a pair of blue gloves on or black gloves on, you have a hood on your face, you use mascara around your eyes, and you make yourself look white, and you kind of talk white, whatever is talking white, or maybe talking proper, and you walk into the store, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get approached. People may look at you funny. You may, the flip of the coin, they may call the cops that day, but let's just go hypothetically speaking. What if they did not call the cops on you? What if the manager did not call because of a fear of addressing the Ku Klux Klan member, a fear of whatever? So they just look and take pictures and YouTube and Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter, and they pass the story along, but no one called the police officer. Then you go through this. I'm going through the store in a white hood. You can't tell if I'm white or black. I'm shopping. I don't say anything. I get to the counter, people looking at me. Someone, I notice over my shoulder that the cops are coming and says, "Sir, you need to take off the hood." I said, "Sir, I can't take off the hood because the law of the store, the policy of the store that I must wear a mask when I'm entering to be to protect other customers in here." And then people looking and looking, what they're gonna think? You're gonna be a white man under that hood. And for experimental purposes, and the attention I may have seen, and the notes I may have taken mentally, I just simply moved the hood off my face, off of my head after being asked to several times. And then they see that I'm a black person. You can imagine, like, wow, they're gonna look confused. Why are you doing this? I'm doing it, and I'm saying this as a point. Depending on where you go, you can be approached fairly and wrongfully. Begin to think when you wear that mask. Then I thought about it. I said, okay, back in the day, a bank robber, we see this all the time back in the day. You picture someone going to the bank. Hope you can ever hear me. They put this over their face. They get the dark shades like this, and they run in the store and say, "Stick them up! I'm gonna rob the bank." And so they're robbing the bank, taking the money out, and they run out the store. The police officer come and say, "Who did anyone see the suspect?" No, it was a black male because I saw their head and their hands, or he had dark shades and a bandana of yellow, and he was wearing his clothes black and blue and red, and he ran out the store. But what if I had on rubber gloves and dark shades, and I had a hat that you couldn't tell what color race I am? Only the victim and the witness cannot give much of identification. So what did the police officer do? Stop everybody that's wearing a mask outside the perimeter of the bike? They can. But what if you happen to be wearing a same identical mask, like mine is black, and you can only see my eyes? Is that good enough for the officer to say you the one that committed the crime? Not really. Officer wear body camera. They may say, sir or ma'am, could you please take the mask off because they want to take a picture of you, or not take a picture actually, but they're recording the conversation. They can do that. But young men, the quarantine, I say, we are told that we must quarantine ourselves in the house. Black males, be careful. Know the rules when you enter into any building. If you are out and you're stopped by the police, listen and follow their orders. Don't assume the worst. Don't reach into your pocket while wearing a mask. Listen to the orders and command. Remember that police officers wearing a body camera, they want to see your face. If you're not wanted by the police and you're wearing a mask, just simply take the mask off. Now we know that there's some individual out there in this public that's wanted by the police. Gonna be wearing. You can just be running, whatever, wearing a mask, and somebody gonna assume the worst. Don't use your mask. I'm saying this to women and female, male and anyone. Don't use your mask to revenge killing or shooting or injuring someone. Don't use your mask to go into a store because you know you're allowed to wear it now. Don't use your mask to go in the store to steal, to shoplift, to rip off people and others. Don't do that. When you think on this, you see me with my mask doing this segment. You have not seen my face, and this is my first video, you only can go by my eyes. You don't have a full description of my face. So they can be mistaken identity. How? I'm wearing a black mask. Someone did something, they're wearing a black mask. So if you ran out of the bank and you had on a black mask, and a police officer arrive up on the scene and see you wearing the exact same clothes and a black mask, they might stop you. So what I want you to get and understand, know the rules of that particular store that you're going to, because most of them have signs outside. I gave you example where I have gone and saw they was giving out masks. I'm telling you, young men, be careful wearing your mask. If you out there doing everything the right way, you have nothing to worry about. Yes, you can be approached by the police. Yes, you can be approached by your next door neighbor. Your next door neighbor can call on you. Yes, anyone can call on you because you black and you ain't a mask. I'm not into this prejudice thing, they against me and I'm against that. I'm a thinking individual. So when you are confronted by anybody, police officer or a store employee or manager or whomever, and they say, remove the mask, you say, sir, man, what is the rule of this store? Oh, you don't have to wear a mask. Oh, okay, thank you. Take the mask off. Well, I want to wear my mask. If you start saying, I want to wear my mask in your store, and they say you don't have to, and you go and argumentative, then you violating their store policy. Why go through all that? Why put up a big old fuss if the store does not require you to wear a mask and you have your mask so you can take it off, or you make someone, a little old lady down in the back of the store or whatever, nervous because you got on the mask, because they're gonna automatically kick in. Why? Because prior to wearing a mask, whenever people are seen out in the public wearing a mask, it is known that they're about to commit a crime and they're concealing their identity. So that what it was back then, back in the day, when a black male, we see white individuals wear bandana, white females wear a mask, wear dark shades, and rob a bank. We know that. I'm not picking on black males only. I'm saying yes, it's out there pertaining to other races. Do your homework. You see it throughout. Google it. You see different races have committed crime wearing a mask, wearing sunglasses. I'm, I know that. But what I want, you don't want to be. I don't want to hear an uptick of our young black males out there being stupid or lack of informed or prideful or I'm representing or who you gonna tell me what to do or whatever they think at that given time because they are wearing a mask or not wearing a mask or they ask to take off the mask. So think when you leave your house, you want to come back the same way you left. Young men, mothers and fathers, mothers who have sons, mothers who have daughters, and your son is out there in the street, know where he's at if he's still in your control and you have authority over him. So I hope that this video drive home the point that being black, wearing a mask can go both ways. You have been educated on the do's and don'ts. You can say, who are you to tell me what to do? I can't make you do nothing. I can't force you to do nothing. I'm just giving you information to make you think. Begin to think. So if you like what you heard, you should subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Those of you who are on Facebook and you see this video on Facebook, which I will be uploading, just simply go to my channel. Click on the link because there's going to be a link on Facebook. Just click on that on Facebook to YouTube and then hit the subscribe button. Hit the comment button. Hit the like button. I want to hear your opinion. It's not about us against them. It's about this happened to me and that happened to me. We need to learn from people's experience. We need to learn from people's mistakes. I give you stories, an example that happened within a couple of weeks. We should learn from those stories. We can never say it will never happen to me because it may happen to me or you. So it's best to be informed. When you have information that you have, the information has been shared to you, you're in a better position to defend yourself with knowledge and information. When you go by your emotions and your attitude and what you feel and what you think and who against you and you assume the worst because he's a white cop or a black cop or whatever you think in your mind. No, 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 no. Until this coronavirus regulation or guidelines and we go back to normal, respect the store rules, respect the store policy, and be careful. You will not require, some state require, you're not really required by law to wear your mask. Like I say, I wear mine sometimes I don't. You don't have to, but if you choose to wear your mask, there will be consequences if you are approached and the consequence that you may receive may be good and may be bad. When I walk into the store, the guy said, "Thank you very much." When someone followed me, he said, "No, you cannot come." She did not get mad. She did not catch an attitude. She did not go off the chain. So it's depend. So again, young black males, young black mothers, young black single parent homes, educate your child. Let them know. And don't, like I say, I'm emphasizing this, don't take advantage, don't use the mask as a tool to do bad things because that would be wrong. And I'll close by saying this. When there's a hurricane, when there's a storm, when there's a national disaster, and it hit a community, people of all races will go to the electronic store, break down their door, and steal TV, flat screen TV, cigarette, alcohol, and whatever. They take advantage of the national disaster. And I know, should know, that a lot of people, even as I'm speaking right now, is finding ways to scheme, scam, seduce people out of their money in the midst of this pandemic because they're only concerned about themselves. So we must be word. We must be mindful about everyone, even our relatives. We must be mindful of everyone we meet because they may have not a good intention toward us. So again, thank you. And I'm prayerful that you're able to hear what I have shared through this mass. Again, thank you for coming to social transmitting distancing, aka STD. Anthony Milton. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, and share it with your people. God willing, I'll be back Monday with another topic.
gonna slow down. Never gonna slow down.